We the Fans is the #1 sponsor in battle rap. My name is Frank White, and I probably contributed to some of your favorite battles. I mean, in the last 4 years, I donated $222,000 to battle rap for the culture. Check out We the Fans Global on Instagram for the full catalog of battles I sponsor. And follow We the Fans Global on YouTube to watch full battle breakdowns from a sponsor's perspective and a recommendation for what battles should be booked next. Make sure you hit that like button and subscribe, and keep stepping into your greatness. We the Fans is for the culture.
Yo, we here with Lang, the GOAT. How you doing, Lang?
I'm doing good, doing good. Thanks for having me once again. I appreciate it.
You know this is your second home. You can pull up anytime. I appreciate you making time. And before we get started, let the people know where they can subscribe to your channel, because you got an amazing channel with amazing battle rap content as well.
Yes, so on Twitter it's going to be MLang4132, but the actual channel name is Speaking Our Language. It's a play on words. I'm doing a lot of dope content, whether it be historical, documentation stuff. I have a bunch of videos coming out for Cody soon, within like a week or so, just to celebrate like the 8 years, 9 years of Cody. It's going to be in collaboration with Jay Black, so we're going to do a bunch of different stuff, from like just a historical breakdown of Champion of the Year over the years. We'll also have like a series where we catalog and discuss each champion's run up into the title, the battles that they had, the run that they had, how they were viewed at the time, so on and so forth. Just our way to kind of like, celebrate a phenomenon that we had for the past 8 or 9 years. So that's the current project right now. And yeah, I'll continue to ruffle some feathers, drop some lists, stuff like that.
I love it.
And continue the dialogue. So
I love it. And are you on the panel this year? I'm just gonna.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm on the panel this year. I'll be on
Okay,
the panel
exclusive. We got MLang from the Cody panel right now. Thank you for divulging that. All right, so we're here to talk about World Domination 9, to be specific. First of all, salute to Organic on an incredible card. It's a 2-day card. There's the first day with acapella battles, and then the second day with own beat battles. We're gonna focus on the acapella battles today. Lots to talk about. Let's jump right into it. Pathogenic versus Slim Buck. I had like a list of Canadian battlers that I wanted to work with. It was Pathogenic, Ellipsis, Joey Gambello, Sharon, and there's one more person that I knew I was going to forget somebody. And Pepe. So those 5 I had it on my list, like a possible USA versus Canada card that I would have made up at some point. But those 5 were on my list, and to see Pathogenic on here is amazing. Salute to Organic for booking that, and for him to have Slim Buck as his opponent is amazing. Slim Buck has not only a bunch of love in Nigeria, but also he's held his own against Eunice. They had a great battle on Premier. Shout out Premier Battle League. And Slim Buck is one of them. Like, so this is a fantastic matchup. Salute to Ganic. I'm gonna say Pathogenic 2-1. I hate to even go against Nigeria like that. Salute to the motherland and all that, but Pathogenic is nice. He's one of the nicest in my opinion. So how you call it? Pathogenic versus Slim Buck?
I'm actually going with, I wouldn't say an upset, but I do think Pathogenic is the favorite in this battle. I'm actually going to go with Slim Buck. I feel like this is a good opportunity for him. Like, he's already like put like the world on notice, but I think this is a good opportunity for him to do it on such a major card. World Domination is like one of the biggest staples in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? Not just King of the Dot, but battle rap in general. And I just love the theme of just taking everyone from all across the world and putting them on one platform and one event for in a rare instance, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to go Slim Buck 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if Pathogenic wins, because he's very nice. He's super dope and very consistent too. Very consistent.
And I'm not mad at that Slim Buck. Like, Slim Buck could very well win this. Incredible stage presence, great puncher, puts his bar. I think he's a good angle puncher, but fantastic battler. And Pathogenic's very witty, relentless with the attacks on his opponent. This is just such a dope matchup, you know what I'm saying? So setting off the card with that is amazing. Now we go to the next battle. My boy Bizzo Bond versus Punch. This is such a crazy,
very fire battle. It's crazy that this hasn't happened already. Like,
I'm gonna let you go first. Talk to me,
man. I love this battle. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of Bizzo Bond. You know what I'm saying? And and shout out to Dutch, because I think that ever since the Bill Collector battle, people kind of forgot how crazy of a run he was having. You know what I'm saying? He's also extremely witty guy, dry humor, just very versatile. I really like this battle. This battle really can go either way, honestly. Like I feel like Bizzo is so talented in attacking his opponent, right? Like I think anytime he has an angle or such, like he's very dangerous. But Dunch is so versatile and like his approaches are just so different. You know what I'm saying? He's like he has so many different tools.
Tough. It's tough.
I'm gonna edge Dunch in this battle. Slight
Oh,
edge. I
okay.
usually never go against Bizzo. Like I swear I usually never go against him. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that, that guy's a killer, but like it's something telling me that like Dunch is just he's gonna have one of those type of performances. So I'm gonna have him 2-1 in a very good battle though.
Okay, so I gotta give a little backstory here. So I was actually in talks with Organic. I wanted to book Bizzle Bond versus Danny Myers for this card, but I was still working on putting together this T-top card. We were actually supposed to announce Geechee Gotti versus Capo back in like December, and that didn't go through. Then Geechee had his stuff happen. Then we had to find a new battle to collab on. So we settled on T-top versus Averb in a second battle that has yet to be announced. So I couldn't jump on board to the opportunity to get a battle on. Probably will be one of my biggest regrets because I love World Dom so much. I wanted to get involved in these battles. I'm so sorry to Gannick that I couldn't. I was caught up with the T-top card. But with all of that said, Bizzo actually donated, I believe, a kidney to his father, and God bless him for doing that.
Yeah,
so he had to recover, and now he's back on track. I've been a fan of Bizzo since he came into Spaces in 2022, and he beat Royalty. And from there, we all just tracked his progression, like watched him battle on iBattle, watched him battle overseas. And Dunch,
he got busy with a couple people though, like Real
Bizzo
Deal, Thesaurus. Him and Tony D was a classic out in the UK. Like
him and Tony D is amazing.
Yeah.
Bizzo's just one of the greatest ever. Him and Jazz was incredible.
Yeah.
I love that battle. And Dunch is obviously an iBattle legend. I can't say enough about Dunch. I love Dunch, his approach to battles, just bar heavy, witty, angles, everything. Like he can do everything. But also sometimes he doesn't show up. So Dunch, I need you to understand you represent in America. This is not the time to drop the ball. You're going through a lot as a country. You got to show up, Dunch. My fellow American, get up there and do your job. Now, backstories for each of these guys. Bizzo used to work in hotels. I don't know if he still does, but I remember Jazz making it an angle. And then also Dunch, I believe, does law on the side, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
so the angles are going to be flying in this battle. It really is going to come down to who executes the angle better, to be honest. And Bizzo has humor, just like Dunch has humor. They both attack their opponents, angle punch their opponents. So they really can do, they both do exactly what the other does. So it's going to come down to who does it better. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Bizzo Bond is going to win this 2-1 slight edge. I love Bizzo. This is first time back since his surgery. So I'm just rooting for Bizzo. I love you, Bizzo. Like, win this. Dunch, I'm sorry. I'm going against my own country for this one, but I got Bizzo 2-1.
I really, when I saw that on the flyer, I was like, damn, like that's just such great matchmaking. Like these first two matchups, I was like, yeah, this is
someone put some thought into these. Like they understood the assignment. Like the skill sets that each MCs possess for these first two, it's not a mirror match, but it's like they both do their skill sets.
Their styles complement each other so well.
It's
like
perfect. So it really just comes down to who executes better for both these battles. It's really a preference thing and who executes better. But with all of that said, going on to the third battle, we got the Saurus versus Apex. Now, I'm a huge Saurus fan. I've been watching Saurus forever. What was that? The WRCs or what was that? Like way back when, him and Ilmac when they were 2-on-2. Saurus's solo battles. Saurus is one of the few, Scribble Jams. Saurus is one of the few legends that like has gone through every era and just still been Saurus. Like no one has ever like diminished his stature. You know what I'm saying? Like he is Saurus and he'll always be respected as such. And his consistency is amazing. He finds time to be a great dad and play poker and come back and battle and do amazing things every time. So I love Saurus. I am not familiar with Apex. Forgive me. I'm going to do my due diligence and get familiar, but I believe you are familiar. So talk to us about who you got for this battle.
Yeah, Apex is dope, man. Like he's extremely consistent. Like I think he's a person that, anytime he's given an opportunity, he usually puts his best foot forward. But this is the source we're talking about. And the source on World Dom too.
Man.
It's just too steep of a challenge. I
Mhm.
got the source 2-1 clear. But I do think that Apex will have a good performance. And just like you, there'll be a lot of people tuning in to him and following up with this other work going on. Because I think he'll take advantage of this opportunity. And the Soares usually does a great job in like showing the new talent the ropes, but also giving them the opportunity to kind of showcase their talent as well too. So
Mhm.
I don't think it'll be overkill per se, but I do think the Source will kind of show levels. So
I do agree, but what I do love about Source is that whenever he's battling new talent, he always shows love to the material that he thinks is fire. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So if Apex is cooking, Source is going to give him props. But I got Source. Even though I'm not familiar with Apex, I trust in Source, especially on World Dom. He knows what this is. He knows the assignment. He's a legend, and may the best man win. But I got Source as well. The next battle is a replacement battle. We originally got the announcement for Ill Will versus Real Sick versus Geechee Gotti. Free Geechee, obviously, and pray he gets through all of that. But Ganic once again finding a way, when it's crunch time to deliver, and he over delivered because Ill Will versus Real Sick is masterpiece. Ill Will
Absolutely.
is back. We got Ill Will this weekend battling Tay Rock, which will be dope on volume. But Ill Will and Jada Nightwing is my battle of the year for 2025. And the Ill Will that showed up for that battle was peak Ill Will, the Ill Will that we all fell in love with, that we all know is incredible. And so Real Sick is not to be played with in the slightest. Real Sick is such an incredible talent, delivers at a high level from iBattle to URL to King of the Dot to any
Premier.
to TBL, like anywhere you put Real Sick, he's gonna deliver. Elite lyricism, elite angle punching, elite angling. Like he can really, what he did with Ilmac and that whole angle is just nasty business. So Real Sick is I think already a GOAT. And this is just a clash of titans. This is very difficult to call, but I'm gonna edge Real Sick because just his grit and his relentless attacks on his opponent. Like Real Sick really tries to character assassinate his opponents, and I don't think this will be any different. But I'm looking forward to Will being incredible as well. This is such a great matchup. Salute to Ganic. I got Real Sick with a slight 2-1 edge. How you call it?
I really like this matchup specifically because they kind of called out each other on Twitter. You know how it go. Like, a match is brewing if they start talking to each other on Twitter. So I knew this was somewhere going to happen somewhere down the line. I didn't think it would happen this soon, and I actually thought this would be like a TBL matchup. I wasn't expecting this to be on World Dom. So but nonetheless, I'm very very here for this battle. Man, I mean, I think you hit the nail on the head. Like, I mean, I think when you talk about Ill Will, Three Letterman likes to refer to him as the most diverse battler in battle rap. Just all the tools that he has in his arsenal. Real Sick is one of the best pure rappers in battle rap, but he's also, like you mentioned, one of the actually, in my opinion, one of the best new age anglers in battle rap. Like, I feel like when it comes to breaking down opponents, like, he came into the game doing that. It's not just the bar for bar, it's not just the flow patterns, it's also him talking to his opponent. Like, he has mastered that. Man, I think this is a tough battle to choose. I mean, Real Sick is like lights out everywhere, but specifically on King of the Dot, it seems like he has this very very great pocket over there. Whether it's the A-Ward battle, whether it was the 2-1-2 that he had, like he's just extremely comfortable over there. And it was shown to have good battles over there. Him and Big K was dope. He battled Pass over there, Ilmac on Massacre, whatever. So he's very experienced over there too.
It's tough. It's tough. This is gonna be a
Real
fight.
Sick, if I'm not mistaken, Real Sick hasn't battled since Tay Rock Unknown. I think that was the last battle he's had. If I'm not mistaken.
Yes, no, Tay Rock.
So he's been sitting for a while.
Which was tough loss. Yeah.
Yes. And usually after tough losses, he bounces back really hard. I'm going to edge Ill Will. Edge Ill Will. Something's telling me that like this year in particular, he's really trying to get back into that conversation of being one of the best battlers in the world. I feel like he was in that conversation for multiple years, from like 2019 up until like 2021, 2022, and even 2023. He gave you a Hollow, King Lowe's Hitman back to back to back.
Yeah.
Kind of fell from grace after the Easy battle. Like I think that really like hurt his legacy a bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Also
got smoked by Sharon as well on.
He was good versus Sharon, but Sharon was just on a different level. That was more what Sharon did than what Ill Will did.
Yeah, you're right.
So, but I'm gonna go Ill Will. I just think that he's a little bit more versatile. You know, and like the people that usually beat Real Sick are the people that are a little bit more explosive, right? Like if it's people that like, you know, are just like tactical or whatever, Real Sick can like kind of like, you know, handle them. But like when it's like an explosive puncher at that too, whether it be like, you know, a Fonz in the tournament, whether it be like Twerk or whatever, like those type of battlers, that's usually when you get like those type of, even Av like back in the day. Like I feel like those type of explosive battlers usually are like the Achilles heel when it comes to Sick. So I'm gonna go Ill Will to one edge.
Okay. Edge. Now they both have sense of humor as a lethal tool. They both have punching ability as a lethal tool. They both have great stage presence and an underrated trait that I think in battle rap is poise. They both have poise. They both can do character assassination of their opponents. They both know how to turn the tide on momentum. Like even if the other person is bombing, they both know how to take back the energy.
Both know how to rebuttal too. They Real Sick rebuttals on the low too.
Yeah, both can. So it's really like these matchups to me is really like who wants to win the most, because a lot of them have similar traits. But with that said, I think Real Sick edges out in consistency, and that is also another trait. Like his consistency is just ridiculous, and it's always high intensity. It's always dense material. He's relentless. So I just think that that's gonna, and he's conditioned, because I'm gonna be honest, we rarely see Real Sick like run out of energy or get depleted at any point in battles. Like it's all three, and he's just bang, bang, bang. And the fluidity of the rapping is it looks effortless, but it's high skill level. So some of those little intangibles I think are gonna get him the win. But if Will wins this, I will not be shocked, because Will is incredible. Will is one of the greats. So salute to Will. I think he's an all-round player. He can do all things. So if you were to make a list of the all-around players, Will is at the top.
Absolutely.
Easily top 3, top 5. You know what I'm saying? So great battle. That's just such a great matchups. I also didn't think it was going to happen so soon. I was definitely thinking year-end TBL kind of thing. But we're here now, so we'll see. This next one is interesting because the reception was strange. I'm going to let you go first on this one. Jazz versus A-Ward. I noticed a lot of people didn't like the matchup. Maybe it was they weren't expecting it, was unexpected, or you know, but I love this matchup. Talk to me about how you feel about Jazz versus A-Ward.
I'm confused. I guess they haven't followed up with like just like the storyline between the two. How like A-Ward Jazz has jokingly said that A-Ward always is like a spot or two above her when it comes to Cody and all that stuff. And from a competitive standpoint, and then also even A-Ward jumping into the battle when Loso and her had the one rounder. Like so it's actually been brewing for quite some time. So I'm surprised they got this reception. But I like this battle. I really do. I think that they mirror each other in a certain direction too, in terms of being tactical, being well-rounded. You know what I'm saying? Man, this was another tough, like a lot of these battles were just tough to choose. But this was another battle where I'm just like, man, like this is a coin flip. Like it really boils down to a lot of like it really boils down to like just a few things, whether it be who goes first, who goes second. Obviously, we know A-Ward shows great prowess when it comes to rebuttaling, right? And then Jazz having the last word is a huge deal, especially if she gives you one of those masterful thirds that she's known to give every once in a while.
Right.
It's tough because I feel like they both have studied each other at a maximum degree.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna go Jazz. I'm gonna go Jazz 2-1. I'm gonna go Jazz 2-1 because I feel like out of everybody in battle rap, I feel like she studies her opponent the most. I feel like she's the most well-prepped battler out of most battlers.
Mm-hmm.
you know, and it helps when you have a platform like Last Second C where you can watch battles consistently, face offs consistently, so on and so forth, catching on to people's tendencies and whatnot. So I'm gonna go Jazz 2-1. Wouldn't be surprised if A Ward wins, but A Ward has a lot on his plate right now. And
Man.
another thing that I want to mention is that Jazz really has sat since the Arsenal battle. And she's another person that, like, you give her, like, if she has to sit with a loss, she coming back for blood the very next battle.
God, she is. Oh, God. Fact.
So
Fact.
I'm gonna go Jazz 2-1. But again, A Ward could I don't foresee it happening this way, but A Ward versus Coffee was crazy, and then we all know what happened with A Ward versus Vixen. So like he's had a track record of like going crazy against the ladies. So
yeah,
you know, but I'm gonna go Jazz 2-1.
I'm not mad at that, and you got it right, especially when you said that they're both strategists. That's the first thing I thought when I saw this announcement. In my head, I was just like, these two are going to have unique approaches for each other. Jazz obviously recovering from the Arsenal loss, the consensus loss, which Jazz doesn't have too many of those. And Ward really being on a run from the Jack battle, battling Nightwing the night before, and with all the chaos of that card, A Ward still getting all his material out and winning clearly against Jada Nightwing, who just couldn't fight the crowd, but clearly had dope material as well. And then the next day, battling with Jack, doing a phenomenal job. Some people got A Ward winning, some people got Jack winning, but you can't deny the incredible performance that was. Doing great on YouTube as well. Then to turn around and have to battle Jazz, Fonz, Chess, all in the first quarter is insane, absolutely insane. And that's a testament to A Ward and the incredible talent that he is. Great 2025. He's in my top 2 for Cody for this year. It's between him and Rock for me personally. Just an incredible 2025. And with that said, Jazz doesn't like to lose. A Ward doesn't like to lose. A Ward can improvise when things aren't working out. A Ward has also had some of his best performances on King of the Dot. A Ward versus Real Deal was competitive. A Ward versus Sharon was competitive.
Cortez is one of my favorite ones.
He's got so many great performances on King of the Dot, and he always shows up on 10 for King of the Dot. So I love that this is happening here. And I think this is Jazz's first time battling Canada. I could be wrong, but I don't think she's battled Canada before. I'd have to double check. But so debuting, having a debut in Canada against A Ward is just a very dangerous choice. Both strategists, both elite battlers, both 2 of the greatest in their own right. But I got A Ward 2-1.
Can't be mad at that.
Confidently, not like there's not an edge. I confidently have A Ward winning this battle 2-1, and the setting is a slight advantage that A Ward has. Very comfortable on King of the Dot. Tons of great performances on King of the Dot. The Canadian crowd is very familiar with A Ward. A Ward and my boy from Canada. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. But he had with one of the Canadian legends. I can't believe I'm not remembering it right now. But he's had some great performances. So Canada loves A Ward. Yeah, it's gonna be
him versus Franchise back in the day.
No, not the Franchise battle.
That was a Ground Zero. That was his first King of the Dot battle. The Ground Zero.
Franchise battle was fantastic as well. I'm gonna look it up now because if I don't, I'm gonna forget. I'm gonna be mad that I didn't remember, and it was so important to me. It was A Ward versus
Peanut, not Peanut.
No, not Peanut. Shout out Peanut. Rich.
Rich. That's right.
Yeah. In 2019, when I was living in California, I was walking along the beach, and a friend of mine had gifted me a camera. So I did a quick recap of A Ward and Rich, and I named the recap "We the Fans." And then before I ever was the battle rap sponsor or anything like that. So A Ward on KOTD means a whole lot because it's just funny that 7, 8 years later that here I am with the actual We the Fans brand in battle rap. So with all of that said, I have A Ward 2-1 against Jazz very comfortably. But if Jazz wins this, I think it'll be an upset, and I think it'll be a testament to how much of a great battler Jazz is.
And really quick, while I got you here, what is assuming, because you said that you haven't beaten Jazz, but across the 3 battles, what will you have A Ward's record across the battle between Jazz, Chess, and Fonz?
Comfortably beating Fonz this weekend. I think we're gonna get one great round from Fonz, and Ward's gonna get the other 2. I think that Ward, we're gonna have Jazz is gonna fight, but Ward is gonna convincingly win 2 rounds out of the 3. And then I think he's gonna lose to Chess. And I know that's so crazy to say. I know that's so crazy to say. My introduction to Chess was Chess battling the Saga. Love that battle. One of my favorite.
He's very good against the religious brothers, so we mentioned that before.
Favorite Chess performances is Chess versus Loso, especially a second round for Loso when he talks about God. Nonetheless, Chess versus the Horseman, that is its own little series and trilogy, and I just know he's going to show up on 10. I don't know what it is, but when he's battling the Horseman, we get the best Chess. So I think that Chess is going to beat A-Ward. I know that's crazy to say, but especially with the recent showings from Chess, and I think I'm going to try to schedule an interview with Chess later this week, but I believe in Chess when it comes to battling the Horseman. So I think that's the only battle that he's going to lose. Now, I will not be surprised if A-Ward wins all 3. That will be very A-Ward-like.
This is his toughest stretch, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I ever seen him have a stretch. Like, he's had tough stretches before. Like, I remember when he battled Ill Will on Baxel, and he had Excel like the week later, and he obviously dropped the ball on that one.
Yeah, he got cooked by Excel for sure.
But I think that this is like a really tough schedule, bro. Like,
and it's all
Jazz,
high level competition. It's all like high intensity battles too. Like, these are
and major events too, though. You got Jazz and World Dom. You got Fonz on Volume. Volume is a staple.
His first volume. That's crazy.
It was supposed to be Nitty, but that battle ended up getting canceled because Nitty had the flu. But
yeah, and then they moved it to like Civil War, I think.
Yeah. But okay, all right.
Yeah.
A-Ward 2-1. I personally think A-Ward might end up. I love A-Ward too, but I think it might be a 1-2 situation.
Whoa.
Yeah, I think the one I think the one that was like the ace in the hole for him is the Chess battle. I think him and Jazz is the toss up one, but I actually comfortably have Fonz in that battle. Because I feel like to beat A-Ward, you got to be high octane all 3. And you mentioned that you feel like Fonz will have round of the battle, but might end up losing the last 2. Yeah. Fonz has been sitting since the Rock battle, and I think that's another situation where like that loss is like eating at him right now because even though there's people like me, Smo, a couple people that already consider him a top tier battler, that battle would have solidified him as the bona fide like star. And 100%. I feel like he's gonna try to make an example out of Ward. And I think Ward to have a good performance, but something's telling me Fonz is gonna wild out. But I think that I think Fonz will probably get the clear win over Ward. Jazz and Ward probably be like a close, competitive, debatable, and then I think Chess I think he's just gonna win that battle.
Oh man,
that's just how I feel. And truthfully, the Horseman brothers don't like it when their other brothers get beat. Like they don't like that shit. So
that's true.
Yeah,
we're gonna see. We're gonna find out very very soon. All right, so this next battle, this is the other battle that I wanted to get involved in on this card, but I had to finish what I was doing with T-Top. Disaster versus Sharon. I've been waiting for this battle for what feels like a decade. It's not almost a decade, maybe 7 years, 7, 8 years. But we've been waiting on this battle forever. If you're a KOTD fan like me, you know the importance of this battle, especially when it could have happened back when Sharon's momentum was at its best back then. Now, I think Sharon's incorporated certain skill sets into his game that make this battle different, make the outcome different. Because the Sharon to battle Pat Stay, rest in peace, Pat Stay, is not the same Sharon battle.
Absolutely not.
And he was already a GOAT. Now he's taking it to a whole different level where his angle punching is impeccable. It's back to back. I watched him, basically win against Ilmac, Cali Smooth. It was like a whole string of battles.
He hasn't lost a battle in years. Like,
it was like
if you want to keep it a buck.
Yeah, where he like battled everybody and was undefeated that year. Like, I think it was 2024 or 2025. I can't remember, but
both years he ain't lost. So you can say both.
You can say either or, which is crazy. And I love Will to death, but what you did to Ill Will, I was on the edge of my seat that entire battle. And he just kept going up and up and up and up to the point where it's a point where he looks in the camera, and I started using that meme of him just looking right into the camera. Sharon was on one. So with all of that said, Disaster is one of my GOATs. I think Disaster's lyrical ability is incredible. Him and Iron Solomon is one of my favorite KOTD battles. I could go on and on about the Diz battles that I love. Diz and Pat Stay 1 was amazing. There's just so many battles that I could go on and on about. But Diz is an incredible talent, generational, never really fully translated on URL, but what he's done on KOTD is legendary. I don't think you can say KOTD without mentioning Disaster.
Yeah.
Disaster and Ganic, their relationship up and down through the years, but when it's time to lock in on a battle, Diz comes through. And Diz is always at his best. You know, what he did to Jonai, and salute to Jonai, but it's just too many Disaster moments to name. And I think that this is going to be a clash of titans. Sharon is not that little scared kid from back in the day. Sharon is an elite lyricist. Diz is an elite lyricist. Now is the perfect time for this battle to happen in terms of where their skills are at. Now with Diz traveling all over the world, and I don't want to say this in a derogatory way, but his style hasn't fully adjusted to the current way battle rap goes.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Kind of clung to his style of rapping, and it works. It's great. I enjoyed him versus Geechee, even though I had Geechee winning, but there's some minor adjustments that Diz is going to have to make if he wants to keep up with the punching level that Sharon has reached.
One of the adjustments is not saying the N-word, but that's another story. Continue.
Well, that's a story for another day.
Go ahead. Continue.
But that aside, definitely some adjustments that got to be made with this. This is a clash of titans. I am extremely hyped for this battle. I'm looking forward to it. I don't know. I watched Diz do a one-rounder with JC. Salute to Bad News. I think it was Bad News Brown that did. No, was it? Well, it's the same card that Keese and Geechee battled on. I can't remember if it was Bad News that did that one. But nonetheless, JC versus Disaster, cool one-rounder. But even there, like, you could argue, even though Diz rapped longer than JC, you could argue JC got the win just because you would prefer the structure of JC's round over how Diz was rapping, and Diz tends to cling to that style that he always rapped in. But you all like, if you're gonna, times change, you have to kind of make minor adjustments, and you don't have to change your style, but you can just make adjustments. And he may refuse, he may say, "Fuck you, Frank, I'm not adjusting anything," and I totally respect it and understand, but you're going into this against someone who has made the right adjustments. You're going against somebody who knows exactly what to do in this situation, and who I think really wants this battle. I think Sharon has been waiting for this battle for quite some time, and I think he's been pre-writing for this battle for quite some time. I think he's ready for Diz. A betting man who put their money on Sharon 2-1. I'm gonna say Diz 2-1. Edge. And that's me going out on a limb because Sharon is so lethal. But and I don't know if I had talked about this battle before. I don't know if I had Sharon before, but I think I've changed. If I had Disaster before, then it's still Disaster. But if I've changed my prediction, it's only because I went back and watched some battles, and when it's time for those big moments, I'm thinking about Diz versus Dumbfounded. I'm thinking about just so many big moments.
Him versus, in my opinion, the last great performance he had was him versus Danny. Like, that was a huge battle, Danny, and he was lights out now.
Crazy. Yeah. So it's like, when it's these big moments like this, Diz finds a way. You know what I'm saying? Diz finds a way. So Diz 2-1, slight edge. Sharon, thank you for doing an interview with me. But Diz 2-1, slight edge. How do you call it?
Well, I think you hit the nail on the head. I feel like Sharon has adapted really well in this current climate of battle rap. Like, what you mentioned is like the Sharon now, I would argue, has gotten better than what he was then. He was beating people then. That's the crazy part. Like, he was still extremely talented. They're both one of the some of the best freestylers that we have in the culture. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like Sharon has really fine-tuned his style from a bar-to-bar standpoint, from, you know, just the rapping ability he's showcasing as well too, the creative one-liners that he has. He still freestyles at a high level as well too.
Fact.
And I just think it's an extra level of motivation on Sharon's side. Diz has already accomplished anything that you can accomplish as a battle rapper, but for Sharon, there's two things that he's always wanted to accomplish. One of them is winning the King of the Dot Chain. The other one is the in-game battle with Disaster. He ain't really pull off the King of the Dot Chain, even though he was
Mhm.
close both times. But
Mhm.
this Disaster battle is like one of those last ones. Like he already handled the Ilmac situation. That was a huge deal. But like
And
this is the one
very,
for
very
him.
clear. That
Very convincingly.
very clear.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I'm just comfortable in picking Sharon because, like you mentioned, I just feel like he is in a great pocket right now. Like I said, the past 2 years, like since I think I want to say since Mike P or whatever, he's just been on a killing spree. Like even him and Big K was a debatable battle. You know what I'm saying? So like he's just been on a killing spree. He's figured out his formula and has made it applicable and fine tuned it for every single battle from there on out. Like I there was not one time where I felt like in a battle Sharon was in danger to lose.
At all. At
Since
all.
then, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I'm gonna have to see otherwise. So I have Sharon 2-1.
Mhm.
But I do think that given the circumstances, King of the Dot, Canada, world domination, where Disaster has made his name. I always think about the dumbfounded battle where he does like a spin kick
Amazing.
mid
That
battle.
this battle is so
So
amazing.
obviously there's no shortage of moments when it comes to Disaster,
Yeah.
specifically on the King of the Dot brand. And we
Yeah.
already talked about his importance to King of the Dot. He has like if you want to talk about the best collection of battles, he probably has the best collection of battles on the brand. Him
Resume
and
is incredible.
Cannabis,
Him and
him and
DNA is
Cannabis, him and
generational.
DNA, him and
Him and Canada.
Dumbfounded. Like,
The list goes
you know what
on
I'm
and on
saying?
and on.
But the only thing is though, is I just haven't seen a really good Disaster in quite some time. Like I feel like I said, the last time I seen a great Disaster, in my opinion, was the Danny battle. And then shortly after that, he gave you an hour and 30-minute battle with SoulCon. So
That was not that good.
so
But yeah.
and another thing that hurts him is just like you mentioned, the long-windedness, right? Like I feel
Mhm.
like when he like is tamed and he
Mhm.
gives you like 4 to 5 minutes of material, that's when he's at his best. When he like have like these tangents where he freestyles for like 5 or 10 minutes,
And
it
like
just
veers off of the
yeah. And I feel like Sharon is gonna have a lot of direct material that's gonna
and very
land and hit.
concise. Sharon's
So
editing is very good too in his material. He knows
but
how
don't
to
get me
edit.
wrong, can rap a long time too. So like they both can be a little bit on the long-winded side, but
I feel like Sharon kind of has to in this battle, if I'm being
yeah, he
honest.
has a lot to say.
You got to, I mean, not only does he have a lot to say, but you have to keep up with the density of material that Diz has. Diz will rap for a long time and he'll be saying a lot. So it can appear like he's whooping your ass if you show up with like
Yeah,
shorter rounds. So but this is, make no mistake, it's a clash of titans. I'm very excited for this battle. Been waiting years now, so it's great that this is happening. Salute to Gannick for getting this battle done. I know everything he went through behind the scenes to get it done. Gannick, I salute you. You are a GOAT. And now we come to the moment we've all been waiting for. A battle that's years in the making. A battle that almost went down on a whole different continent and didn't. A battle that happening now makes the most sense. At a time where Rock has a bunch of rematches on the table, this is an original battle that needs to happen. And we're so happy it's happening now. And it being on World Dom could not be a better setting for this battle. Anyone battling Tay-Rock needs to understand
yeah,
time limits mean nothing.
yeah.
Mean nothing. So if you're going into this battle thinking you're going to show up at your 2 minutes and 30 seconds, now's not the time.
Mm-hmm.
Shotty Horror is no stranger to KOTD. My favorite Shotty bar, he battled a guy named Fingers on KOTD, and he said that Gannick treats KOTD like the Yakuza, so he's got to get rid of Fingers because he dishonored the code. One of the wildest bars. I love that bar. That stayed with me for years. Shotty Horror's legendary second round for Math Hoffa, where he's rapping with all the Tupac song title references and albums. His back and forth with Arsenal Part 1. People not mentioning the Shotty Horror's beating Hitman on KOTD. People don't.
Yeah, people
mention
mention the fight, but they don't mention like the
They don't
actual what
mention
actually
the
occurred
rap.
in the battle.
The rap.
Yeah.
Shotty won that battle very clear. Shotty also won the rematch with Arsenal pretty clear. Shotty has a collection of him and Tony D, classic battle.
Manchester versus London was a movement that a lot of people need to
Amazing.
like really dig into.
Amazing.
That was
Amazing.
yeah.
When I think of Loaded Lux and Murder Mook across the pond, I think
That's
of
them.
Shotty Hall and Tony D. Like they are on that pedestal. I put both of them, both sets of people on. Shotty Hall is an incredible lyricist, penmanship, performance, slogan, explosiveness, numbers. All his battles do ridiculous numbers. Shotty is one of the GOATs of all time.
Yeah.
I'm not disputing that with anybody. Tay Rock is the logo of battle rap, the personification of consistency. I don't even know how it's scientifically possible that he continues to get better. I watched Jay the Nightwing throw everything but the kitchen sink at him. I still had Tay Rock. I watched Lou Castro give us some of his best rapping he's ever done. I still had Tay Rock. I watched I could name anybody.
There's been countless battles where it looked like Rock was dead in the water and he found a way to win. Like he just found a way.
When Fonz gave Rock that second round, I thought it was over for Rock. Still won that battle. Everyone that I've seen try to take Rock out loses. Rock is my number one for Cody in 2025. He won a Cody the year before that. Salute to Tay Rock. This is a battle on Mount Olympus. This is a battle that, like, I'm expecting to hear the most mind-blowing raps I've heard in a long time. And it's a perfect setting. I would dare say it's an even playing field for both.
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
I would dare say that. I would say that Tay Rock is beloved the way he's loved here. I venture to say that he's loved even more in other countries. Like, they love Tay Rock. So he's good to go with the audience. Shotty Hall's battle on KOTD before, and Shotty does great when he leaves. People don't mention how he whooped on Daylight at UW. You know what I'm saying? So this is even playing field. Two Titans. It's just press play. We just want to see what happens. It's difficult to call a winner. It's very difficult to call a winner. I love Shotty Hall with all my heart. I've gone back and watched the tapes. I watched some Tay Rock battles. I watched some Shotty battles. My final, and I may have changed my decision from the previous blog I've done. My final decision before this battle happens. I have Shotty Hard 2-1. Rock, Rock,
I haven't heard you go against Rock in a while.
Rock, you're my GOAT. But I think Shotty Hard is going to come through and do what needs to be done. And I know I might have said something different in the previous prediction vlog, but I went back and watched the game tapes because once I saw the whole card for World Dom, I was like, nah. I got to rewatch. I got to double, triple check and be sure. I have Shotty Hard beating Tay Rock 2-1 slight edge. I'm sorry, Rock. Floor is yours.
Man, I haven't heard you go against Rock in quite some time.
It hurts my heart to say that out loud.
Damn. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. You know what's so special about this battle besides the fact that it was supposed to happen, like, I want to say 2019 or whatever. In fact, Shotty Horde has a couple battles that were supposed to happen. Him and Twerk, him and Rock or whatever. And it just reminds me of, like, I think it's like his second or third round that he had for Clips where he was talking about URL as a system and all that. What better way to, like, kind of like repackage that angle of, like, the system against the guy that is, like, the king of URL? You know what I'm saying? Like, I just think it's, like, extremely fitting. Man, like, and to your point, I do feel like it's even playing field because I think that Canada is going to love what Rock has to say, and they already shown that, like, they really love Shotty Horde as well too. Rock is going to be Rock, man. I think the most underrated thing about Rock is his ability to remain himself and still win. He don't have to change anything; he can still win. Like, he doesn't have to change anything because he's universally loved and because he gives 110% every battle. Every battle. You talked about Real Sick being very conditioned. Rock is extremely conditioned as well too. He will go 110 miles per hour from beginning to end. That's just his style. Like, he's going to beat you straight up. There's not going to be no strategy. Not to say he's not a strategic person, but, like, it's really not going to be any strategy and there's really not going to be anything to think about. He's just going to be him.
Fact.
You know what I'm saying? And then Shotty Hora, his extreme rapping ability, his wittiness, and he's extremely funny. Like, a lot of people don't give him credit for how, you know, humorous he is as a battler too. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I always go back to, like, a battle that happened like a couple years ago. Him and Shuffle T is one of my favorite battles that happened that year.
Fantastic.
As well too.
Dare I say I had Shuffle T winning that battle? But
Shuffle T won the battle, but I still liked how Shotty approached the battle. Great
battle.
Sure.
Great battle.
And then I'm just thinking about just this, like, I don't want to call it resurgence, but it just feels like Shotty's in a different bag right now, from the Shine battle to how he can't handle Geechee. And I feel like it's the disrespect and the lack of or the lack of respect he's gotten for him as an all-time great that has ignited this new run that I feel like he's on right now.
Fact.
And I feel like, you know, man, and it's crazy because I feel like if it was anybody but Rock, I would have Shotty winning right now. But I got Rock, man. I got Rock 2-1, but like I wouldn't be surprised if Shotty wins, because if you want to beat Rock, the best way to beat Rock, outside of just being the best version of yourself and being explosive, is, you know, like sometimes you got to use substance. Sometimes you got to use real talk. And I feel like Shotty Horror is a person that just knows how to angle as well too. And I can't help but think, like, again, like that angle, that approach that he had for clips, like he can very well repackage that for Tay-Rock. You know what I'm saying? Especially when people are considering him, like yourself, the logo of battle rap. Like, I'm pretty sure Shotty Horror takes offense to that. You know what I'm saying? So man, that's such a great battle. But I got Rock 2-1, but I can see a world where Shotty wins 100%. I can see a world where he wins for sure.
Who did you have for Shotty and K-Sean?
Extremely close. I had Shotty with an edge.
Second and third?
But I'm not gonna lie. I'm not mad if someone says that Shine won that battle.
I had Shotty as well, but I don't want to fully commit to it until I catch a rewatch, because I just
my thing is I know that, like, even if you, because it's battle rap psychology, even if you want to say that even if you want to say that you had like Shotty winning just because he won, I do feel like the fact that he was so heavily counted out in that battle, it may be like, you know, it's like urging me to like lean more towards what he was doing. But even outside of that, I just feel like he was great in that battle, and he was really good.
I had Shotty too. I had Shotty second and third, and it's not by some wide gap. It's a very close battle, and they both did great. I just thought Shotty did a little bit better, but I want to see the rewatch before I fully commit to that. But on first impression and first watch, I definitely had Shotty as well. What are we rating this card out of 10? We have the full card now.
On paper,
give me a score.
On paper, this is a strong 8.5 to 9 out of 10. A strong, like 8.5. Is like me being like, you know, not trying to be overhyped, but like it could legitimately be a 9, just off of like the matchmaking and whatnot. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm expecting this card to be really good. I don't know if it'll be great, but I'm expecting it to be really good, because like I will say that, like, I have kind of conditioned myself to not get my hopes up for major cards anymore. No, I'm just being real, because like that's when like you get disappointed, because it's like it's good but not great. Especially when like I've seen a bunch of great cards on paper that just missed the mark. Yeah, just missed the mark. Like Summer Madness last year in the UK. I thought that was going to be one of the best events ever, and it just missed the mark.
I thought I had a classic when I participated in booking Twerk and Lux. I was like, this is it. Everybody can shut the hell up. I have a classic battle on my hands, and that battle is not a classic.
But you booked other classics though, so I have
no classics. I have no. Angry Fan is right. I have no classics.
you booked heavily influential battles though. Like I think even if you want to say like again, even with a battle like say Twerk and Big K, I feel like even though it's not a classic battle, it is heavily impactful though. Heavily impactful.
We here for the C word,
but you want some classics. I know. I understand.
And not having one classic. What am I doing?
I feel you. But at the end of the day, you have some impactful stuff though. You do have some impactful stuff.
I appreciate that. I truly appreciate that. But not one like
classic
is sick. It's disgusting.
But you set up the alley-oops. They just ain't dunked it right. It's not your fault.
I thought I had it with Nitty and Low Supreme. I thought I had it with Twerk and Loaded Lux. I thought Unison Hansel was gonna be like, you could argue and say.
Well, with CCC, I think that's gonna grow into something special. Right, both of those guys.
Exactly. You can argue that in time that could grow into something. I thought I had it with Easy and Shotgun Suge. I thought that it's my.
But again, heavily impactful. Like you got some heavily impactful stuff. I know you want the classic, but like it's not like you're booking like you're shooting at least 80% from the field. At least 80%. You think a little less than that? You think a little less than that?
Nah, but you know what? I'm grateful to have even been able to do it. I'm grateful for the opportunities. I'm grateful for the battles. There's a lot of, you're right, there's a lot of influential battles. There's a lot of great opportunities created. But just personally, selfishly, I needed at least one classic. The final battle, the 60th battle, is going to be announced soon. If both these battlers do what they're supposed to do, this could be a classic. Remember, I told you that
Okay.
The final battle, when it gets announced, if they both do what this, it's a big if, because the people involved have let me down each at least once.
Okay.
It's a big if, and it's a rematch. But this could be a classic if they both do what they're supposed to do. With all of that said, though, I'm going to go ahead and give this card a 9 out of 10. There's only one thing wrong with World Domination in my eyes. I mean, aside from not having Non Fierro on there, that's a story for another day. But the one problem with World Domination, it's only one thing, and it's that my boy Soul is not on this card. This was the perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
I would have taken Soul versus Jonai, Soul versus Danny Myers, Soul versus Rum Nitty. I don't care. I just needed Soul on this card.
Soul versus Danny would have been fired. Soul versus Jonai would have been a long shot, though.
Soul versus Eunice. I don't care. I just needed Soul on this card. This was the time for him to make his return. This was the time for, Soul is such a special talent. And Soul, if you're watching this, wherever you are, brother, we need you to pop out and just do one more battle so that these new fans can see what us old fans really admire about you. You know what I'm saying? You're turning into a myth now. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we need you back just one more time. So
you know what? I'm gonna say a name that I kind of wanted to
Soul versus Dumbfounded. I would have been fine with that.
Right. I know it's a long shot. I'm kind of putting it in the same realm as Jonai, because I just don't see him coming back. But a Fresco return would feed.
You know,
would feed some generations, man.
Fan tweeted me on Twitter, and they were like, "Frank, I need you to sponsor one battle before you go." And I said, "What battle?" They said, "Rum Nitty versus Fresco." I said, "Brother, if I could, I would."
I don't know where bro is at, but
that's amazing.
Fresco is one of them. Like, people, if you don't know,
he doesn't want to come back. I don't know
if you watch him versus SoulCon back in the day, him versus the Source is one of my favorite battles. QP,
God.
Fresco was one of them for sure. Shout out to
100%.
Fresco.
100%. And it was Source, Fresco is one of the goats. One of the goats. You know who else? This is a random name. And I loved how he rapped. Psychosis. I used to love Psychosis. And Psychosis and Jonai is my personal favorite KOT, one of my personal favorites. But I love Psychosis, but I needed Soul. I needed Soul to just make an appearance one time for the culture. But nonetheless, it's a 9 out of 10 card for me. I love the battles, love the matchups. Well thought out, hyper competitive. This is going to be a great battle event. I appreciate you, Lang. Thank you for always making time to support me. Thank you for paving the way for what I do. You've been doing this way long.
Paving the way is crazy. Paving the way is crazy.
You did what I'm doing now long before I ever did. So thank you. Thank you for upholding the integrity of focusing on battle-driven content as opposed to babble-driven content. So thank you for upholding that integrity. Thank you for carrying yourself with so much self-respect and being so knowledgeable and being so open-minded to all facets of battle rap. I feel like I could talk to you about Flip Top battle and you would know some of the characters there. And I don't know any, but I just feel like you're literally this encyclopedia of knowledge when it comes to battle rap. And I appreciate you committing your time and passion to this incredible art form that we both love. Thank you for making time for this today.
No, I'm always gonna make time. I'm always here for battle rap dialogue. I mean, when me and Smoke came into the game, it was off the love, man. It was off of just wanting to have conversations about the art form itself. You know what I'm saying? And I wouldn't say it's a lost art. in today's generation of media, but it's for sure not in the forefront as much. So as long as I can try to make that prevalent, that's what I'm looking for, man. So I appreciate you as always, you know what I'm saying, what you do in creating battles and actually putting thought behind them. And also, like, you know, when it comes to media, giving a spotlight to the people that otherwise wouldn't get it. Like, that's a huge thing, you know what I'm saying? And it's very important because in this sport, it's a very thankless sport when you're not like a popular person, or you're not a person that, you know, goes out of your way to be in the spotlight. Like, you know, sometimes you can be tossed to the wayside. And I appreciate the platform you give those people that otherwise wouldn't have it. So shout out to you, man.
Hey, thank you. All right. Now that you said that, I'm going to bother you every time a card is announced. Thank you for your time. God bless you and the family, and
Yeah.
we'll talk soon.
All right, for sure.
All right. Peace, Lang.